Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love.
Do-do-do-do.
Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yeah. Let's
love. Every time I say goodbye, I die a little. Every time I see Amanda's face on my screen, I wonder why a little.
Yeah, we all do. We all do.
Okay,
We
the
wonder
end of the
why.
season can't come soon enough for me with her.
Oh, I'm still
What a
okay with it.
shrew.
I'm okay with it. I'm here for this girl who thinks she's all that and a bag of shit to see this beautiful man say, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll watch that for at least 2 or 3 more episodes.
I would love for that to happen. I don't know if he'll do it. I think he's going to propose to her.
Well, if he proposes to her, then he wants to go to America because it's not love. I'm going to tell you that, right? It's not.
Maybe he deserves it.
It's not love. You know what love is? Love is saying, I'm broken, and I need you to love me. Just love me. Gino, come inside me. Come inside me and love me. That's
Gino,
love.
Take this ring from my horrible nailed fingers.
Give them a spinoff.
Okay. Why was her fiddling with the ring with those awful nails hard to watch?
But her hands were shaking, so it was I had to watch.
Those nails are truly awful.
I really, really, really hope that Gino's family is really weird so we can get the family Gino. This is what I am manifesting it the way I manifested Mother Debbie on the Single Life.
They're going to be Michigan trash. I'll promise you that.
God, I hope. This is B90.
This is B90.
Before the 90
season
days.
6, episode 15. Every time we say goodbye, which is apparently a movie with Tom Hanks. I looked it up.
Look at that. Every time we say goodbye, Wilson, I gotta say goodbye. Oh God. Tom Hanks.
You know, the weirdest thing is you're only impersonating him from one movie. But he kind of did that in all his comedies.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that the person who did Turner and Hooch could do Philadelphia?
Who would have? God.
No one.
And God, Turner and Hooch was a good movie. It was. I had a lot of fun as a kid.
I don't remember it at all.
Can't remember Philadelphia.
So the point of that movie was his new partner was a dog.
Yeah, they redid
I can't remember.
With the guy he is cute too, has pretty eyes. The guy who was on like a Disney show, who now's hot. You know how those kid ones, they either grow up hot or they end up doing drugs, or both.
That's the only option. Those are the only two options. Who is it? Who was it?
Oh, he was in, I want to say, let's see, Turner and Hooch.
Can you describe him?
It's Josh Peck.
Oh yeah,
he's cute now.
I think he had I know he's normal. The other one who was Drake Bell had a complete break, right?
I think he did have some problems with substances, But it's interesting. Those people get sober or whatever, and then they end up getting really fit and jacked, which I think is what
and
he
get an
did.
OnlyFans.
Also, well, they're not OnlyFans yet. It's also kind of what Matthew Lawrence did, the middle Lawrence brother, because he got on. Mrs. Doubtfire happened, and then he didn't go anywhere, so he ended up on drugs too. Remember when we partied with them in Universal City? Were you with us, Lindsay?
I was not with you then.
Oh, I had a night where I partied with the Lawrence brothers, y'all, and it was weird. I'm gonna say it. All three of them. It was weird. And guess what I ended up doing at the end of the night? Hanging out with his mother, singing Shania Twain, drunk.
That is on brand.
God, mothers love me.
If I would have been there, I would have tried to fuck their tour manager or something.
Oh yeah, you would have.
Yeah. Yo, we're remote but goat.
Yeah, Miss.
He's riddled with COVID.
Hi y'all. I thought I'd make an appearance over at Matthew's house.
but don't worry, I'm healthy.
Jack, we weren't around each other very much, thankfully. So,
well, I was around you most of the day on Saturday, but my immune system fought it off. So
I think it's because you have so many strands of HPV. Very few things can get you at this point. I'm going to say this. Y'all, I'm going to digress a little bit, but if you haven't read the article about the person who turned around a Delta flight because they had explosive diarrhea, you haven't lived.
Horrified.
It is. Have you read the article? There's an article in Vice that talks in detail.
No, I haven't read the article in detail.
It wasn't like they crapped their pants. It was like with the flight log, it's like the pilot saying, "Where's the diarrhea?" And the flight attendant saying, "Everywhere." It's like it was running down the floor.
What a nightmare.
It was kind of reminded, basically, remember when my dad had a river of shit?
Yeah, I'll never fly again. I just can't.
They had a river of shit on a Delta flight. Y'all Google it. It is hilarious.
Didn't they have to pull up the carpet?
Oh, I think they had to get rid of, yes. The flight was 2 hours and it was going to Rome or Barcelona. Turned back around over the Atlantic Ocean and said, "No way."
Remember,
talk about
I would say if you think you've had diarrhea, you haven't had it.
You haven't listened to my dad's river of shit story. I forgot what episode that's on. It's the one where we talk about my dad dying. But it's something.
When I had a friend text me the story, not the article you're talking about, but I'm just thinking, I don't think I'd ever fly again. I think I'd be too traumatized. I'm already, every time I step on a plane, I'm thinking, what's going to happen to completely never make me want to fly again? Yeah. This would pretty much break me.
I love stories of people shitting their pants. They make me laugh so much.
I feel so. Can you imagine the smell? Can you imagine?
Oh, just horrible. Horrible.
We need to move on.
We do, y'all. September fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
It's begun. We're starting to raw dog you, y'all. We're starting. We've you currently, as this is up, you can listen to all of our episodes of Selling the OC.
Yeah, Selling the OC is out, y'all. It is a juicy season. We meet a new agent in the office, Allie Harper from Nashville.
Love her.
She hopefully she's gonna come in there and fuck shit up. Possibly the end of Jarvis and Rose's partnership.
Oh, that I was just about to say that's worth the series alone, is just to see the Jarvis and Rose arguments,
insulting each other in quiet voices,
but
questioning voices.
It's fantastic.
But I've always found your outfits questionable, and when people say you sleep with your clients, I've always defended you. And the burgeoning of a new romance known as Hyler.
Did you just make that up?
Yes, in the moment.
Okay. All right.
It can't be tall.
That's fair.
Hyler, Hall and Alex Hall and Tyler smooch in the hot tub at the end.
Yeah.
In a scene where I grabbed my pearls.
I think you did some other stuff too. I just don't know.
I still, it's interesting you still don't find him attractive, even through this whole season.
He's just not my type. Also, I realized too, he reminds me of someone that I despise.
Wow.
No, yeah, someone, yeah. So she reminds me of someone I despise who's was currently in prison. He looks like that person, and I hate him. And so I realized that I've got to separate that for next season because I realized I was putting that on him. But they do look alike.
Jesus.
Well, he was a terrible person.
But you can't. Wow.
Well, it was subconscious. I didn't realize it until actually just the other day. I went, oh. I'll have to watch that with fresh eyes.
I don't think he's a bad person
He's
at all.
not at all. You're missing my point. That's the point. Psychology. That's the point of.
Well, you need to get your shit figured out.
I did. I have a degree, ma'am. Sit down. You are out of your breath. Sit down.
Depth.
That breadth and depth. Sit down.
You said breadth.
I did. Well,
that's the depth. When you try to insult me and I correct your grammar.
I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just trying to tell you you're out of your league.
Okay, that's fair. That's
fair.
How we say it.
But so I'm saying I'm gonna rewatch the next season with fresh eyes and be like, so maybe I'll be into him again.
It's a good season. I would highly, if you like Selling Sunset at all, add more pettiness and more inter-office inappropriateness.
Boy,
yeah.
Call HR.
Yeah.
Also, and yeah.
They need someone. Love is Blind After the Altar is also out. We know there's some audio issues on that, but bear with us. We're going to get better with that. I will say, if you're like, should I watch this? Maybe on that, if you're watching on your computer, watch on Fast Forward.
Well, on the Netflix app, you can watch it 1.5.
Yeah.
I watched that.
I will say it was, I think we decided it's better than season 3's After the Altar, but not as good as 1 and 2.
2 was the best. 2 was the best. We are going to say, if you are not on RG Plus and you want to listen to, we're doing our build up to the new season of Love is Blind.
Our Love is Blind Advent calendar.
Actually, I think it will start dropping this as people are listening. It should be dropping
September 12th
on the Monday. But yeah, we're going to be dropping
season 3.
We do 2 episodes, but 2 seasons behind.
With Brennan and Alexa.
Yeah.
Who we liked, and then they started posting on social media, and I was like, "Oh, I hate these fuckers."
You were all up on Brendan's dick. But I'm not judging you for it. That's the point of Love is Blind. We're going to happen again. So we're going to love someone. We're going to talk about how awesome.
I don't remember it that way.
And then we're going to hate them. It's the way it happens every time.
And with Cole and Zenab, we see the infamous cuties moment.
That After the Altar was better because they showed us some actual
No, the reunion was good. That was the cuties moment.
That was the cuties moment. So anyway, y'all, all that's good. There was something else I wanted to talk about. We talked about Love is Blind. We talked about Selling the OC. Plathville. Thank you. That's what I wanted to talk about.
I've watched half of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
I watched the whole thing. It's well, it's already come out, and when this is out, I just want to say, I think what's fascinating about this show again is people that you really liked before this season. I'm like, I don't necessarily not like them, but I'm just looking at them going, oh, it is really hard to leave a cult. It's very difficult to leave. And seeing these, so I'm trying to watch with an empathetic eye instead of I hate you now.
Who are you talking about specifically?
For me, I think for Mariah and Micah to see how
really.
Yeah, you haven't watched the last. Oh, there is a scene towards the end of Plathville that chilled my bones.
With
Micah, Mariah, Mama Plath, and Papa Plath chilled my bones.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's good. The first episode was good. But the thing about this show is you kind of, again, I will say with Plathville, y'all, if this is one of the few shows I have to say, go to the beginning and watch it because it's a good binge, but also the emotional payoff for the people that have stuck around and watched every season to see where these characters are now is so fucking rewarding and actually riveting.
I agree. I love the show. You don't? Are you warming up to new single Mama Plath at all?
I kind of want her to get hers.
I'm here for it. I swear to God, I don't know how I got there, but I'm there. I'm there for her.
It turns a little bit at the end when she's part of that bone chilling scene, but it's because here's the deal, y'all. I don't care how religious you are, cult you are. It is in the words of Aunt Peggy. It always goes back to the money.
Wow,
it always does.
That's quite a cynical view of the world.
Happy week, everyone.
But yeah,
this episode's coming out on my daddy's birthday. I just thought of that. September 10th. It's Virgo season.
Your father's a Virgo?
Oh yeah, total 100%.
Was he a planner though?
Oh yeah, planner, hard worker, all of that shit. Very much a Virgo.
Got it.
Anyway, happy heavenly birthday, Dad.
There's something about the word heavenly birthday.
I don't know why
it always sounds like welcome to the stage, heavenly birthday, a stripper.
It does.
Heavenly birthday.
It's like it, but when I see it, I always go heavenly birthday.
And she loves kittens.
And I always have to, when I read it, I hear it like this. Heavenly birthday.
Yeah. Happy heavenly birthday, Mama. Yeah, that's what I hear. There is something about it. I know there's like a 5-year-old girl named Heavenly. Heavenly.
Oh, yeah. I've got a friend whose son's named Cross.
God, that's awful.
Yeah, his name's Cross.
With a K, I'm sure.
No, C-R-O-S-S.
God.
Yeah.
DSS. DCS.
But yes. So anyway, I'm and y'all, thank you already for the messages. I know you're going to send them to me. I'm okay. I'm not sad about my dad's birthday. Death doesn't freak me out. I think my dad's in heaven, fucking blondes. He's happy, so I'm good. So I'm just telling that because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Don't be sorry. I'm living in joy. I'm good."
There's something about. I think I'd be okay. There's something about the way your father in heaven, like throwing away just one blonde after another, that doesn't seem like heaven.
I feel like probably they are people that wanted to fuck plumbers in life, maybe, who had like a plumber. They're gods. Jesus is finding. What if that's what Jesus does? When you get up in heaven, he was like, "Okay, girl, what's your kink?" And you're like, "Ball gag." And he's like, "Great. There's this guy." And he just sets you up with your kinks. And
he's the kink wizard. Jesus is just like the master of ceremonies of that.
Or maybe it's maybe Jesus is busy. Maybe it's the Holy Spirit.
Jesus goes to me, what's your kink? I'm like, how long you got?
How long you got? The more I think about it, I bet the HP is Freaky Deaky or Holy Spirit.
Oh.
Freaky Deaky.
What would you like to do?
We gotta go. We
need to move on. I think that's it. I was just gonna say, Love Is Blind season 5, the official season 5. We'll have 4 episodes out. The show drops the 22nd of September. We will have 4 episodes out on the 23rd midnight.
There you go.
Very exciting. I can't wait. We've already seen some of the cast. They look interesting. Yeah. Two of the men I already think are gay, but that's just me.
That's just Poods. Mm-hmm. That's probably going to be me too. Oh, real quick, we mentioned it on Toe, I think, but my recap with Last Resort with Kim from Cray Cray, we did episodes 1 through 4, so that's on their Patreon and our RG Plus at the $5 tier. I watched a little bit of Last Resort this week.
I just can't get into it. I
love it. I love it. I love it.
people are saying it's great. I
It's
just
great.
no. Better you than me. Better you than me. I'm busy.
Doing what?
Living life.
Oh, you're not that busy.
All Structuring our goddamn episodes.
Let's jump into Amanda and Razvan, shall we?
Okay. It's the last day in Croatia, so it's a beach day, of course. Mm-hmm. She is all over him. And y'all, she's only happy when she's chasing a guy and giving him a boner. And
how do you know that, Poodle?
Because the game recognizes game. I'm not like that anymore.
You're
not. I don't know. Some nights
honestly,
feel like
I kind of like to chase. I love giving a guy a boner and they're public and they're like, stop.
And he's like, I'm getting hard right now. And he's like, oh, and he's like, no, continue. And he's like, last night we had sex 4 times. And she said, grab me and fuck me right now. This is the thing. She's freaky deaky and she needs sexual extremes. For her, it's either I'm not having sex with you, or when she does, she needs him to almost be her willing sex slave.
I think that's a lot of how she thinks of him.
And it's and she says, and all of this is, he's so confused because when they're not having sex or during the day, her mood changes so much because she has this, in some ways, she's still mad at her dead husband.
I can see that. Yeah.
And so this is some type of getting back at him in a way, because I think
she's mad at him. I think she's mad at her circumstances in life.
Yeah, I think anger is probably something she hasn't let herself feel, and she's using him as a stand-in for Daddy's box, and letting him telling Razvan things that she'd really like to say to her dead husband.
Boy, I bet that dead husband's first wife is just watching this paint her nails. She's just like, Karma's a bitch. Karma's your boyfriend, bitch.
When the second Daddy's box is sitting in the corner. Mm-hmm. Or he might have written off that family. He might have been one of those people who just leave their families and never talk to them again.
That's what happened to my dad's dad. He had a whole family in Alabama with 17 kids, we found out.
17?
17 families, something crazy like that. Not 17 kids, 17 family members. That's it.
Oh.
I think like 4 kids.
Your dad's father?
Yes, A.W. Sr.
Gets it honestly, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think I've told you my mom did family history on the Mar line. Mm-hmm. Did I not tell you this?
No.
Apparently my original last name was Morrow, Morrow, and the family was from British Columbia. So like this guy served in the Queen's Guard, like for some fancy thing like that. Moved to Canada, from England to British Columbia, then lived in British Columbia, then had an affair with his neighbor's wife, and in the middle of the night, the neighbor's wife and my great-great-great-great-grandpappy Morrow left in the middle of the night, only took the sons, her sons and his sons, and they moved down to North Texas and left all their daughters and their exes up in British Columbia. And then he changed his name to Mar in North Texas so no one could find him. My mother told me all of this.
Lovely.
20-minute story. And then at the end of it says, so I guess I can't blame your father. It's in his blood. Also, we've got to talk about this show. So maybe we're going to say this for episode 2, but I'm going to need a mother and father poodle anniversary update for episode 2.
Oh, I haven't talked to her since.
Well, maybe talk about it though for some people who don't listen, who just listen to the smaller shows, who
Okay.
who just listen to
Yo,
B90. It's a tease.
I'll tease it with this. Father Poodle was going on a fishing trip, and he left early because of bad weather that could be there. And he left early, and it was the day of their 50th wedding anniversary.
50, y'all.
So things aren't going good for him right
Things
now.
aren't going good. Muffin's doing great.
Yeah. A call was placed to me, which I did not answer because it was late night Friday, and I know those are usually influenced by Sutter Home Chardonnay. So I was a little worried to take it, but I called her back the next day and I found out why.
So anyway, so Razvan's getting hard. I'm same. What he's so
Jesus.
when he comes out there with his shirt off, God,
he's like top 2 or top 3 in the 9-day universe for me for hot guys. He is so fucking hot. Anyway,
it would be one except for y'all Andre. That guy can fuck.
Yeah, it's like I think general looks, and of course, the hot waiter comes up and asks them what they want to eat, and the man is like, "I have French fries." That's all. By the way, that's all she's eating.
You can tell the crew hates her.
Oh, fuck yes!
Yeah, because do you notice how when they bring the French fries, they focus on them, basically, like just to say, "Basic bitch, basic bitch."
It is interesting. You can always tell who the crew hates. It's how they show their true intentions to people.
One, how they treat their crew. Because I will say this, I've heard this, but you can see it in the edit. You can see that the crew likes Angela.
Yeah,
you can see that. So anyway, he ordered a mojito and 2 Red Bulls,
2 energy drinks because he's been up all night getting his dick wet.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, she's so freaky fucking deaky. Yeah. Sex with her is like live or die.
I don't think it's that good though with her.
No, this is the problem. Sometimes certain abilities when we're not really that when we don't have that much to offer in life, sometimes certain abilities are heightened. She's really freaky deaky in bed. She goes there.
But what's the difference of, because I feel like for some people they say freaky deaky means good in bed. I don't think she's good in bed.
No, I'm saying she has a sense of what the other person wants sexually. Okay. And she's going to hold on to that and then use it at the right time and then withhold it. I say it because game recognizes game.
I'm going to go with you because I feel like you're more well-versed in this subject where...
because I know what I'm doing.
My instinct was that I feel like she just lays there because she seems like just a pillow princess.
No.
Like
she's a switch.
In psychology, you have an expert degree in this, and I'm going to go with you.
She's a switch.
Okay,
she's a switch. Things go haywire.
It does make sense that every time she feels him pulling away, she commands him to fuck her down.
Totally,
and then he's all in love with her again.
Because that's what he needs. She's got a sixth sense about what he needs, and she's it's you know what it is. It's almost like an animal nature. Like people like her, they have this kind of like proto-human sense of what people, of how to keep people on the line. And these people are dangerous. That's how she got her first husband. That's how she stole her first husband.
That's how she stole her first husband, yeah.
She tightened that Hooters t-shirt 2 more sizes.
She did.
Laid back against the counter and put 2 onion rings on her nipples.
Served those buffalo wings and went, oh, I've got buffalo sauce in my hand.
Oh, here, lick it off. Totally. Anyway, and so she's basically saying, she's like, tell your mom she was a really good cook. I really had a great time yesterday. And she's like, the mom's like, I'm tell her I like her. She's like, I like you too. And so Razvan goes off, I think, to, I don't even know, do something
He
at the
goes to
bathroom or
change
something.
into
Yeah.
his swimsuit.
And the brother's like, so what do you like about my brother? Well, he's a good guy and we have to get on well with my kids. And that's all we really hear. It's interesting that is what she says to the family, but yet that's the biggest sticking point for her.
Yeah. She's so all, but yet then later, I mean, this is jumping in, but then later, yet she wants to be engaged, even though she's weaponized her kids to not be
The
engaged.
audacity of this bitch.
We'll get to it. First of it, he comes back in his swimsuit. Let's take a moment. I didn't watch that. I usually watch a little bit on like a slower or faster speed. I actually slowed the speed down for these scenes.
Amazing body. And I liked that his mother put a scarf on him on his head.
He looks hot in it
because I'm bald.
Oh, he looks good. So he and his mom going, nothing like sitting on a rock talking to your mom about your terrible girlfriend.
He's definitely a mama's boy. And mom, this is interesting. Of course, y'all, she's gonna have a huge fucking problem with this. So mom's asked, how's it going? She's like, well, she's gentle one day and then she's unkind the next. She can be very cold. Then she feels sorry. Then she sabotages the relationship, and she tells me it's because of her previous marriage and her trauma. And can you imagine hearing this as a mom and going, this person's a fucking nut. You need to get the fuck. And I'm surprised the mom was really, really like soft pedaled this.
I am glad. I'm proud for Razvan because I'm glad he got it. I was worried he wouldn't get the pattern. He would be because he was so heartbroken before, and so
yeah.
It sounds like he learned from that heartbreak instead of just recreating it. But I'm glad that he gets, oh yeah, she's weaponizing trauma against me.
And the other thing about this is part of him does get it, and part of it is he's in this web of hers that he can't get out of because because for him, now I feel bad because I brought her into a relationship maybe she wasn't ready for, and now I know her kids. So he already feels kind of stuck in this because maybe then I'll feel like the bad one because y'all, a guy like Razvan cannot be the bad guy.
No.
And mom basically says, I don't know if she's still grieving or she's just fickle. You two, you thought last time when you were married, you thought things would change in your relationship, and this is the same thing. And things did not change. I will say this. People, this sounds extremely cynical, but you know this. People don't change. People aren't going to change without a lot of push to change.
People change when they have to.
Yeah. And Amanda's not there yet. She is not going to change.
No. Especially her. You can change before you have to, but it takes a lot. And the fact that, look at the difference of Razvan had this horrible relationship with this woman who broke his heart. And now you see that he recognizes he picked a pattern, and whether he chooses or not, you see that he's at least becoming aware of it and trying to maybe not create the same pattern and fix things. Whereas Amanda took her husband from another woman and his family. Then that husband died, and she hasn't made any emotional changes in her life at all.
And she needed attention, so she got on TikTok.
Yeah. Nothing is going to change her except for maybe a bolt of fucking lightning to hit her.
Please let it happen. I haven't disliked someone. I don't know. I dislike Kristen a whole lot, but I really dislike her.
No, Amanda is more, again, put her on the bus list. I'm fine with it.
She's not worthy of the bus. So later on, it's date night, and they're going to play snooker or pool. I love when people call it snooker.
I love that Razvan's like, I'm not good at this, but I look good doing it. That's confidence. Good for him. God, I just want to hold him while he cries.
You have that a lot for men.
Yeah, I didn't.
You need to be their moms.
Well, yeah, you hold them while they cry, and then say, "Are you okay now?" And you're like, "Good." And then you say, "Okay, let me suck your dick."
Yikes! That doesn't feel predatory at all. So, anyway, she's like, "So you had a different vibe when you came back from talking to your mom. What'd you talk about?" And he's like, "Well, I talked about our fights." And she's like, "Well, what'd you say?" "Well, I don't know." "Yes, you do. Yes, you do."
Yeah, he's not going to tell her that mom said she might be a fickle person. You think?
And
Fickle my ass.
The venom that comes out with her, and she's really playful and girlish. She's kind of a master, and this is why I think she's a dangerous person to be around. Not that she's going to like attack you or something like that. She's a dangerous person because she's always trying to weaponize something, or she's always trying to be in control of the relationship, and she will she's it's always adversarial with people who she's not blood related to.
Agreed.
And she's like, well, in my experience, when someone involves other people in your relationship, it's going to be a problem. And what she's warning y'all is he can't talk to anyone, because if anyone talks to him, they may give her away. Like that's what she's worried. Yeah, like Deanna. God, oh. Please let her be on the reunion.
Oh, I hope.
Please be her the tell-all.
You know what? So I'm confused because I saw a preview. Did you see the preview of the tell-all during Plathville?
Mm-mm.
If you watch it, I watched it on YouTube Live, and so I fast forward. There's a tell-all. I'll have to look and see.
I think we have one more episode.
We have one more episode, and then we have the tell-all.
2 tell-alls, I believe.
But Sean Robinson hosted it.
Yes, but because it was I think it was filmed before the strike.
Oh, is it Toe that they're going to have to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it looked juicy. It was juicy preview.
Good. So anyway, she's like, whatever, you're being annoying. And Razvan says, well, this is why I talk to her. Sometimes you completely change your mood on a dime, and I don't know what to think. And the thing is, he's just being honest here. And as soon a narcissist can't handle honesty.
No,
because
kryptonite.
It is, and as soon as
unemotional, factual honesty.
Yeah. And so later on, y'all, he's doing a live stream, and she's just like pouting over there because she's not the center.
Tap? I'm double tapping.
And it's.
If you saw Intimate Portrait, you saw a good facial expression, and Poodle just being horrified.
You're thinking about your chatterbait friend. Y'all, if you just go back. What episode was that?
I don't know.
Was it a selling the OC episode? Maybe. Where I was horrified at your
teasing at your you have to listen. Don't get
your
the whole story.
Paid chatterbait escort.
My $50 a month. That's all I pay. I give him $50 a month. He lives in Colombia, and it helps him.
Yeah.
Listen to Selling the OC for details.
I'm sure it does.
He says he loves me. I don't believe it. Maybe I'm going to be on 90 Day Fiancé. Who knows?
I guarantee you he's got about 11 others like you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. So yes, he's doing his Instagram Live. She's fuming. And this is where she just is she's so terrible. The fact that she sits down and she's basically says, so I need to feel more secure in this relationship, and I just don't know if I want to leave without, knowing we're secure, hint, hint, an engagement. And I went, this bitch.
And
this bitch.
And then she's like, so do you think you're going to get engaged? And she's like, I feel better about our relationship. And
But you said he needed to be more comfortable around your kids, and actually you said your kids need to be you've said this whole time, "My kids need to know you better." But now that you're comfortable around the relationship, this has nothing to do with your kids. They haven't
This
spent
is
any time with him.
this is moving the goalposts in a way that's going to make him crazy. And basically she's saying this is interesting. For a while he had the power in the relationship, remember? When he was unhappy, and she of course used her body and just like fucked his brains out. So he's kind of like fuck drunk now. Now she's got the control back. And she's saying things like, guess what? If we're not engaged, I'm going to leave and we need to break up. So this is the only time she's happy.
It's the only time she's happy. You're right.
It's diabolical.
It's the hurt people thing. I think she grew up, y'all, in a really, this woman was arrested for assaulting someone physically. So
when she was like 16, 17.
So to me, that means someone who's really angry and probably grew up in a shitty childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel for her in that, but I don't want to say it, but I have to. She's old enough to know better, y'all.
I still do, y'all do care. Anyway, Razvan says basically, I don't feel like I can do this. 70% of the time we're fighting. Truth. Objective truth.
Yeah.
And she's like pouting. He's like, I know you care about me.
She tries to throw back at that. Well, my emotions with Jason are really difficult. And then say what he says to her.
Well, I know you care about me, but sometimes I feel like my feelings stopped a long time ago and I'm just recreating them. I went,
yes. And my mouth dropped. And then when he added, and I feel like you used the Jason thing to get out of having feelings.
I went,
he didn't say weaponize it, but he basically said, you use that against me. And I went, he sees it. He sees it. And it's going to be so frustrating when he asks her to marry him. Because
I know. I'm really, really worried about it.
I really hope he doesn't. I will say I could see him maybe asking her.
I don't trust her magic pussy.
There, but then when they break up, or then when they go away, he's going to be like, I'm out. Or probably what she wants him to ask her to marry him. She wants to say yes. And then she wants to go to the U.S. and
break up with him. Never underestimate the magic pussy or the ability to go to New York or the ability to go to America.
Yeah.
I'm really worried. I would love nothing more for him to say, I'm not ready to get engaged to you. And for her to sit there
dump
at
her.
The table.
I will marry you. I'll give you. I'll switch and give you my $50 a month if you come to the U.S.
Girl, I think it's going to be more than that.
I'm going to say something right now, and people are probably going to come at me. Y'all, I think donuts with a bunch of shit on them are gross. I'm not into these fancy donuts that are just piled with cookies.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much.
It's like when you see those Bloody Marys with like 1,000 things in them.
To me, I think it's a hack. I'd rather someone make a really good donut that's a good
I agree with you.
Good ingredient donut than to see a shitty donut that's just covered in Fruit Loops.
As a donut connoisseur,
I don't love donuts,
and a fan.
Actually. You do.
I will say the maple bacon donuts I do enjoy because those are different kinds of flavors. But when there's a whole Snickers bar on my donut,
I don't like that.
Or like 11 types of Girl Scout cookies. Or, I don't know. It wouldn't look like there was a fucking tiramisu on top of a donut.
Yes, I much prefer. I do like sidecar donuts. Those are donuts in LA. But those are kind of like they infuse donuts with flavor, not just pile shit. I know we probably have, some of you are going to be really triggered by this. I'm sorry. I want to be brave and make a stance.
Those donuts were over ornamented. There was too much. They were overdone. Mm-hmm. Have some restraint.
I wrote, you said you wanted an English breakfast. This is not an English breakfast.
No.
I don't see a scone. I don't see cream.
I don't think Cleo does a lot of things that are authentically English.
Because she's Italian.
Well, but I think she's lived there long enough, but I think Cleo's kind of segued into a British identity, but I think she's not going to give him the tourist experience that
She is
he.
one of those people like from an 80s movie. Remember when they would have somebody come in and they would say, "Oh, Cleo's from Europe." They would just say Europe, like as if they would the
It's like
vague.
Days of Our Lives, like when
Yeah,
Billy and Bo went to Europe.
yeah, yes,
It's never there's never a country. Oh, when Billy and Bo were in Europe.
yes. And then Camille comes back. Camille's from Europe, and they have a weird kind of accent.
Yes,
Oh my God, that is Cleo.
Cleo is from Europe.
She's from Europe.
Yes. She's from what's the thing in the Princess Diaries? The country.
I don't know. Where were people from in Days of Our Lives in Europe? Because didn't they
They
make
just
up?
said Europe. That's
Oh,
what they're
they
like.
never.
Oh, we got to go to Europe.
Where is
Stefano's in Europe. We got to go to Europe to find him.
Where is Salem actually?
They think it's near. They think it's near, like in the middle of the
Ohio.
country, because they reference Chicago sometimes.
Ah,
They think it's in the middle of the country, but it's never really described. But Salem has everything.
everything.
Yeah. But yeah, they do say it's like, oh no, Vivian just came back from Europe with the ashes of her new husband.
Didn't someone just come back too? Didn't Bo just come back and didn't he
I
die?
don't watch it anymore.
I think Bo is back now. I think Bo and Hope are together again.
I don't watch it anymore.
Well, you don't have time.
No. Christian and Cleo. We've only got a couple days left.
There's not much for them. But
Cleo says some of the things that Christian says about women are still red flags to me. And of course, he's doing shtick still with like beep boop 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 with his card. Y'all, I would murder this person within an hour of meeting him. I would push him in front of a carriage.
Speaking of maybe not liked by the crew, I don't know. Maybe
despised.
But no, one of the sissies pointed out that the makeup and hair did him wrong because you can just see
there's a little hair system. There's a mini hair system.
Like lining is popping up, and they're like, we don't.
They gave up trying to do a comb over and gave him a mini hair system. That says hair sissy is 100% right.
Yeah.
So she says, I'm worried about infidelity. Now, this is interesting because I understand what people are saying about he approaches women and how he basically predates on women. I totally think that is true. What she's not realizing is is he always sexually interested in these women? Not always. I really believe this man is so uncomfortable around men, he cannot talk to men. He feels like a loser. So the only types of friends he can have are like kind of weird. The only social relationships he can have are flirty social relationships with women because he feels like such a geek around men.
So if we're taking that, I agree with a lot of that. And so, but then I want to take that a step further and say, we have kind of felt that Christian's not into Cleo, but Christian says he is. Mm-hmm. Is Christian actually into Cleo? He just is so awkward around women and dating girls. Is he not able to express that, especially on television, in that microscope?
I agree with you there. I also
just a theory
that everything he does in his life is a rehearsal or a attempt to try to do something else. He's always on. Everything is a simulation.
It could be because he feels so uncomfortable. He kind of has to fake it until he make it. I don't know. When you said that last week, I kind of, not that I still don't love the guy, but I'm like, but maybe he is into Cleo, but he just doesn't know how to express that very well.
I think there's something to that.
Doesn't know how to do that well as either.
And that's what I'm saying. I think she will always think, oh, this is him being unfaithful to me.
Because she feels like she's trash.
And because she feels so bad about herself. Mm-hmm. And he says, and she can't believe him when she says, I want to be exclusive. When he says that. So
I kind of believed him when he said that.
You know what? I don't even know, and I don't even know if it's important. I don't even know if it's relevant. But the fact that he's saying it and she says, "But I really think there's something here." Honey, you can't you after a while you need to throw away doubt. Yes, you're seeing red flags in front of your face that you think are red flags. Your friend Jane obviously is seeing red flags. I will say this: Christian's the worst type of man you need to be in a relationship with because he's not going to show you. He's not going to be completely demonstrative like you need.
No, and I was about to say, even if he does really like her, I think that's a big that happens a lot. People stay in relationships because they say, "Well, he really does care about me," or "She really does care about me," and
Yeah,
maybe they do. But if their love language doesn't match one of your love languages, or at
right.
least, and they're not showing you, and you need actions, and they're not showing you actions, then it doesn't matter if they quote love you or not.
Yeah, I think he even says he's like, there's nothing that would make me that would lead women to think when I approach them at a bar that I'm like hitting on them, and I went ha because the thing is, women who are listening to this know that their single women are approached all the time
All the
with
time.
men who want to fuck them.
All the time.
Um,
So yeah,
I
that was a
don't
lot of
think
privilege he was speaking from.
I don't think that's always his game. I think he wants attention from anyone. He cannot get it from men because men think he's a loser. And I think, y'all, this goes right back to the lighting board guy in my high school who rubbed girls' shoulders. It is all because he got along with them, a straight guy who got along with them. He was creepier, but he didn't always want to fuck the girls. But he felt so bad about himself. He had no connection to other men.
We're getting in a sad area. We need to
I know, but I'm just saying, I think to think that he's
Not
a
Christian. I'm
constant
talking about the
perv.
lighting
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, that's very
We
sad.
got to move on.
But to think that he's a constant perv and wants to fuck every girl he talks to, I think is only going to make him say, "But you don't understand. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy."
I don't necessarily think he's a good guy.
But he really thinks he is.
I think he's still self-involved.
I totally agree. But he thinks he's a good guy
Well, who
because he
doesn't?
knows bad guys.
Everybody thinks they're a good person. That's the problem with everyone.
Really? I don't.
But down deep, though, you do. You feel,
Down deep, I am. I'm not a nice person.
You either feel like you're a good person or you feel like you're right. And I think that, or you're right in your convictions.
Why are there just why aren't there just balloons that came up? Like you
Balloons?
press something.
Balloons?
I don't know if anybody can see that on the video. There was just balloons that went.
No, there was not.
Yes, there was.
There was not.
Yes, there was. I don't know what you pressed. It was
I didn't press
insane.
anything. No.
Yes. Otherwise, I'm losing.
On our video?
Yes. Maybe no one saw them but me.
You're gaslighting me right now. You guys,
I promise you, I saw them.
Oh, I don't believe you. What color were they?
There were all kinds of colors, like red, yellow, purple, and it happened, and they went up and they went away.
Well,
everyone's going to go, is the carbon monoxide filters working?
I don't know what's happening. I think you're high.
Maybe.
All right. That's all I have for them, except for she's crying at the end, saying, "I'm with you. It's hard for me to trust, blah, blah." I kind of don't have any more.
But Cleo says part of this, I wrote down, part of her mistrust, this comes from this insecurity. And at the same time, him telling her about the girls he talked to because of some weird impulse he has to make her jealous, or it's not working for her.
No.
They're ill-suited. They're not suited. They shouldn't be together.
I don't think they should be together with anyone. I think
you mean either of them.
Cleo does not need to be in a relationship.
She's in a lot of therapy to figure out who she wants in a relationship.
Cleo needs to just find herself more, needs to fuck around. And I know that's speaking from I don't know what it's like to be trans. That can be more difficult. But with apps, and she lives in London, it's not like she lives in Podunk Town. Like,
yeah,
she needs to one of the most progressive cities in the world. She needs to just have some fun.
I guarantee you she has a very curated online persona. that allows her to create some distance.
And it's hard too,
To
because
yeah.
emotionally it's hard for her to with her autism. Like that's so I feel for her.
Yep. I feel for you and I love you.
Speaking of feeling for people, God, I love Gino and Jasmine. I love them.
I'm so tired of her losing it like this.
Oh, he's heartbroken.
20 minutes later, Jasmine's back at the apartment.
That was great. He's packing his things to go, and 20 minutes later, and she shows up, and she's like, "Can we talk one last?" When Jasmine's been crying, and she's like, she goes to like it's like her name becomes Esther. She just becomes like an old. It's like her face looks young and beautiful, but when she's really sad, like her real age comes on. Yeah, she's like, "One last time, Gino, we need to talk."
They do this thing where they're behind a screen like shadow puppets.
Yes. Yes.
And she's like, I have so much pain, Gino.
So much pain. I get so angry. I can't think, baby. Baby, I need your love.
I want
I'm
you
so
to
broken.
stop loving me. I'm so broken.
So broken, Gino. Come inside my pussy, Gino. My punani.
Punani.
Gino, give me the little Gino in my punani.
And the thing about it is, in situations like this, he is so uncomfortable. His eyes are just blinking.
Now, it is bleak. So we talked about, I don't remember what show it was. We actually kind of read like code. We were talking about, I think, Statler, and we were talking about codependency versus what really is codependency versus love addiction. When someone says, you'll never know how much you love a person until you don't have them, and then I get physically sick. That's a love addict. There's a definition, y'all. There it
Getting
is.
Physically sick when the person leaves you. God, I guarantee you, we've said this before, her life story would curl your fucking hair.
Oh, give me that movie. Give me that movie. I want all the best for her. All the best.
Me too. And she's like, I know your family's important, but I'm going to work to be the most important person in your life, Gino.
Okay, all right.
I think it's something we can't overcome.
And then in a moment that I think is going to be...
I need to go get something.
Yeah, you need to go get something. I think a moment that will be solidified on par with Jesse giving Darcy a promise ring. On par with I don't know. I don't like to mention his name because there's been all this. Apparently he's dead, but now he's found. But on par with Paul wearing a penis sheath and poop water. A seminal moment is when she gets down on her knee.
She goes, stand up, please.
And she's like, I crave your smell, your hugs, your kisses. I'm so fucking messed up and I'm so crazy, Gino. I need you, Gino.
Here is the ring that I said I had lost.
I'm sorry I was a bitch about your upgrade.
Can you take me back as your fiance? And of course he goes, of course I will.
And those are the most beautiful words anyone has ever said to me.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's like, it's the only thing I can compare it to is the genius of watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City last night.
Oh,
where they ask Meredith, have you talked to Jen since she's been in jail? And Meredith goes, what was I supposed to do? She's in jail. What am I supposed to do?
Are you trying to say that my vagina is dirty?
The thing about the bathtub!
Oh, it's good. And I was texting Ronnie about it, y'all. We don't cover that show. We're not going to cover that show. If you want to listen to that, there's many other people, but we love Ben and Ronnie at Watch What Crappens.
It'll probably be a bi-curious option for us.
The way it started with prayer verses, it was so good. It's a good. I think it's gonna, and the fact that Monica was Jen Shaw's assistant, I think it's gonna make it a good
Monica
season.
is a star.
Well, she wants to be a star too.
Yeah,
but she is. Anyway, so wrapping this up. It's great because they're making up. They're in their talking heads, and he's like, "Baby, I always choose you," and he puts his arm around her, and she goes,
"Oh, my weave,
my weave, Gino."
Our love is not a fairy tale.
I gotta say this, like, my love for Jasmine is like, it's like in the 90-day verse. I want to say it's like Darcy and Stacey. Obviously, they're like number one. They're the queens, and then there's like 10 rings that are still Darcy and Stacey for me, and everyone in Darcy and Stacey,
and then Jasmine.
I think the next one under that would be like Jasmine, and then like Kenny and Armand. Like that's how much I love Jasmine. I'm just saying it now. I want to meet her.
Oh, at one point, she's like, "You want a massage? Take off your socks."
Take off your socks.
And then like he's packing hats, y'all. There's like 11 hats, and she says, "We've agreed. I'm going to find a cheaper place because it's not fair for him."
Yes, but they agreed. She's getting cheaper, but he's going to sign a 6-month lease, so that way she doesn't feel so in limbo. And you get her frustration with the immigration process. It is horrible what a lot of these couples go through, and it's shitty.
I wish they could see us. If actually immigration could see you, they're like, no,
we good. America's good.
We're good. We got enough crazy here.
We're good. When he has to take his hat off at the passport office, the thing to show, and he's like, looks at her. I'm saying it now. We don't know when the next season of this is going to be. It hasn't been announced.
I'll tell you. It's October 8th.
But we don't know what yet. We don't know what.
No, it's 90 Day Fiancé.
Have they announced that publicly?
OG. I don't no, but it is because it's always after B90.
Oh,
it's right after. They use some of the same couples.
Because I think they're going to be on 90 Day.
I really hope so.
Because we see next week that she has her passport interview.
I really hope. I don't know if it may work out in time. I really hope David and Sheila are on 90 Day Fiancé.
I hope so. I want to start a GoFundMe for them.
You can't. They said
no.
That's why I think they're going to be on the show again. Is because the show won't let them do it. It's like a money-making opportunity.
I just want to I'm like, sissies, we could raise all the money you need, but that's not.
No, you can't do it.
I know. We're like anthropologists. We have to watch the hyena be killed by the lion.
Yep.
We just have to watch it.
Watch it being pulled apart. And I say, that's the circle of life.
Like Bilal and Shida. We can't go save Shida. We have to watch it happen.
Oh, don't mention his name.
That's all I have.
That's all I have.
This is a good episode. God, what a great season of B90, y'all, as we're wrapping this up. What a great season.
A very heavy episode, but a good season so far.
All right, next episode, we're going to be talking about Statler and Dempsey. We're going to be talking about Riley and Violet, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. We're going to be talking about David and
Sheila. And if you're wondering, I wept. I don't think I've ever cried so much at a goodbye in my life.
Save it.
I'll save you.
All right, everybody.
I'll rip your face off. It'll be like a Scooby-Doo villain. That's what I'll do for you.
Go to realitygaze.com, everybody, and that's where you can find all things about us. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you listen to Spotify or Apple. We also, I'm going to send an email this week. We are working to get the Patreon app will now link to Spotify. We've got to do some stuff on the back end for that.
On the back end?
Basically, we're
double ending.
It's a nerdy shit. It's a different RSS feed. We're trying to make sure that there is no interruption to our current Patreon because as we know, shit goes awry.
Y'all will
and
lose your minds.
I might wait till after the Mercury retrograde to do this. I think we got another week.
And
I might wait till after.
we can't make the fetus disrupted because we've already got.
Yeah. So we're just trying to make sure that is all going as smooth as possible. So, but we are in the works to do that. So bear with us. All right, everybody. We call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you're at a donut place and you see a choice with donut with Necco wafers, a banana split, and crepe Suzette, and a fucking fried shrimp on top of it, walk away. Get the cinnamon crunch, toast crunch one if you want something wild. Fuck those donuts. Call us.